Okay, so one way we can do this is by using the COUNTIF token to determine whether or not this sentence belongs to app or other as we predict for it. However, we want to be careful here because in reality, this token catalog has a greater chance of being predicted for because it simply has 2,366 unique possibilities plus their frequencies. This one over here only has 1917. So that means that, for example, this word here, with, comes up 36 times. Why? Because the words are longer. The tweets are longer for the app token catalog versus the other token catalog. In other words, think of it as a gladiator battle. One side has 23 gladiators, the other side has 19. So there's 4 more gladiators on one side than the other side. Who do you think is going to win just by sheer count and numbers? Well, the 23. So the initial way to do this kind of work is to think of it in terms of, well, I'll just compare the frequency. Well, you can't so long as your sample size or your catalog isn't of equal distribution. You just can't do it. It's wrong. You'll get it wrong. Okay? So what we want to do is we want to create what's called a probability. So we're going to do the probability here as a percentage. Right? So we're going to do equals. Now, I'm going to challenge you to make sure that you go down here and click on this bottom one. And now you have your percentage. Note that we have absolute style references here. So you can see what happens here. I have duplicates because it's absolute style reference by default. Let me just show you that over here. Okay, so by default, I'm going to have the same ones because A3 is referenced. So the better way to do this isn't just by clicking on things, but rather typing exactly what you want. So you want B4 divided by B991. And now you'll get that percentage that you already had. But now I can drag it down so long as I absolute style reference 991. And now I have my probabilities down here. I should have 100% down here if I did this correctly, and I do. Okay, so this is the better way to do it, is by probability off of the whole. So instead of that width being counted 36 times, it comes up 1.5% of the time. So now it will compete against this width right here that came up 11 times. However, out of only 1,917 rows. So we'll go ahead and do the same thing here. Now be careful, you can't just copy this formula because look, I have row 991 here and I have row 1004 here. Okay. So again, we'll do B4, but this is where it's going to change because we want B1004. Now remember, we'll absolute style reference that 1004. And now we have this probability here. And we go down. What is our width at? Our width is at 0.57, so not quite the 1 point, actually it's a third of it. So can you just see right off the bat, like this is a third of this, even though this has more words. So what that's saying is, even as a percentage, width is used less, a third of the less than token app. So that's where you can get really into this stuff and really start studying this stuff up. Now, that's using the probability to better isolate out that information. So we're going to go ahead now and look at how to use this.